They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of display. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Hold the Truth Hostage. And on this video, I'm gonna go through the Tomi Lahren, the all men are trash, you know what I mean? To me, you know, I look at it like this. We shouldn't be angry. We should actually be celebrating it. That's the way I look at it, you know, because what she said, yes, it's negative here and there, but we should actually embrace it. You know what I'm saying? We should look at it and find pride and joy in it. You know what I mean? Because that whole video, now I waited to do it. I wanted to let it trickle down. Oh yeah, I forgot the intro. This is Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we would hold it hostage and not negotiate with lies. So the title of the show today is All Men Are Trash. You know what I mean? By the Tomi Lahren thing. My thing on it is, you know, we should be celebrating it. You know, this is not a bad thing. This is a good thing, you know. And I'm gonna break down the video. I saw a lot of people break it down, but you know, I just want to take some time and do it, you know, because I think a lot of people broke it down on a you know, a lot of people broke it down on a surface level. I don't think they broke it down more on, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they broke it down more on, you know what I'm saying? More on, you know, a more logical perspective. So I'm going to break the video down, and I'm not just going to go on the surface. I think a lot of people online would on the surface, oh, she's mad, she doesn't like men, this and that. To me, that's just the surface. That's not the full picture. You know, full picture is a lot deeper than that. You know what I mean? A lot deeper. And it's a lot more interesting, tell you the truth about it, you know. So let's break it down. You know what I mean? Let's break it all down. Let's have some fun. So let's go, people. Hey, what's up? That's right, it's important. We all here. You know, if there was so much to talk about in politics, that's what she would have been covering. But, you know, I digress. You know what I'm saying? She was lying, you know, so let's go. What is it? You see, that whole inspiring thing she's talking about, she's basically saying that I can inspire more women to be as shallow in the image that, you know, that fits what they're requiring about, because, you know, she doesn't inspire nothing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of what she talks about a lot of it has to do with destruction, you know, but she's not inspiring anybody. She's just the image that you want. Hey, she's projecting to all the other women. You want to fit in the system. You want to get to the top. You got to have your makeup and your bleached blonde hair. You know, you got to fit in and all this stuff. Let's go. It's right to be better at being in denial and existing as a lie. You see, that one sequence where she said all the boys and all the men that think they're men that are actually boys, that a lot of MGTOW and red pill channels talk about, women are feminists and all that. No, that her being able to say that here's the thing, with the way the government is and the way things are set up, she's basically talking down to men because she's at a pedestal for being a woman in this society that puts men down, that actually the government favors women so much, and they don't even understand why yet. But in reality, her talking down to men, when in reality, a woman wouldn't be able to last, I'd say a week, wouldn't be able to last a week in a man's shoes. I'm not talking about doing a man's job. I'm talking about just being a man, walking around, living as a man. A lot of people don't talk about this, that we men live in we live in a battle zone. We live in a minefield. To be a man is to avoid combat. It's maneuvering and trying to avoid combat, because you just bump into another man or look at another man the wrong way and you might get into a fight. You might lose your life for bumping and stepping into another man. She doesn't know anything about what being a man is about, you know. But what she's basically doing is she's talking down. She's talking from that high roof and that high porch she's hanging on, called the current society we live in, And let's keep letting her talk. You see, I stopped that there because check it out. We got the coronavirus. We got people dying. We have families dying. We got all these things happening. And this is the summer of canceling boys. And then instead of saying men, she said canceling boys. So a lot of the boys watching, this is further to deflate and destroy the confidence of the boys in this country. So instead of talking about the coronavirus and talking about people who are losing their lives and all that problems they're facing, you want to cancel boys in the summer. She's so stuck in her head, that's what they call it. I always forget this word. You know what I'm saying? Narcissism. Yeah, there's narcissism in there. She's so narcissistic that it's all about how she's living and existing. And another thing you got to look at is look at the background to that house, just empty, no flowers, nothing. It's empty and hollow, just like her. Oh, that was, yeah. You see, notice she talked about her friend's age and she didn't bring up her own age. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to not reveal her own age. And at the same time, she's partially putting, her friends down in a way. But I'm going to tell you something. Now, a lot of other channels wouldn't cover this side, but this is this is a part. A lot of guys who focus on the surface wouldn't be able to explain what she just said. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to women, the truth is this. A woman, in all honesty, I'd say a woman has hit the mental wall by the age of 22. The mental wall. A lot of guys like to talk about the physical wall. You know what I mean? She's gone too old and so on. But the mental wall is actually, I'd say, around 22. The reason I bring 22 is that at the age of 21, a woman starts drinking. She starts drinking and drinking publicly, and how she carries herself at age 21 and how well she controls herself when it comes to drinking will decide how she will be from now on. So if you have a chick at 21, she was drinking, so at 21, she was drinking and couldn't control herself. Now she lives to go out drinking. Her only fun is dependent on that alcohol. And she doesn't have any problem with what happens when she's drunk. So you got to look at it. I'm going to use a sports analogy. So women at the age 21, they're rookies. They're rookies. So they're rookies when it comes to alcohol. Now, if she doesn't have control of her drinking by 22, then she's on her sophomore year. You know what I'm saying? She's in her sophomore stage, and by then she's too damaged and lost. And then by the time she hits 23, she's like a junior. You know what I'm saying? Then when she's 24 is Tomi the L taking Lahren talked about. By 24, she's a veteran. A lot of men do what I call, you know what I'm saying, they try to repair or jump into a woman that's already shown you that she's damaged. You know, by 24, if she doesn't have her mental state in control, as in she can't carry herself, she can't move, or all her joys about how drunk she was and how intoxicated she was, she's already a lost cause. And at 24, that's basically when they hit the mental wall. The mental wall, they're a vet. They're a vet. At 22, they hit it because, you know, she's been drinking for 1 year. You got to count the amount of years a woman's been drinking. So 21, boom, that's her first year drinking. 22, second year. 23, third year. So 24, she's been drinking for 4 years. She's a vet. You know, that's what you got to look at. And the reason I bring that up is that, you know, I'm not counting the ages before 21, because she wasn't drinking in public at that age, unless she was being snuck into a party at age 18 to about 20. But you got to understand, she been drinking before she was 21. It's just that now she's publicly drinking. You know, that's what a lot of men need to understand, that you have to look. She hits the mental wall by 24. Not my bad. She hits the mental wall by 22. 22 is if she doesn't have her mind in control to the point where she can control how much alcohol she consumes and how she carries herself. By 22, then she's heading towards a path where she's going to be a pro at self-destruction. You see, notice that she brought up their age, then she brought up that they're all attractive. She's trying to big them up. She's kind of raise their egos, you know, saying, I'm doing this for you all. You know, she's trying to say they're all attractive, but they're all attractive in her eyes. The thing is this, a lot of women don't get. When you say your friend's attractive, if you don't want to sleep with your friend and you don't see yourself being sexually active with your friend, then she's not attractive. And the other thing is this, why would you be talking about your friend being attractive to begin with, you know? But another thing is this, a lot of those women, you know, 24, like, as I said, by the time she's 24, if she's been drinking and on a path of self-destruction, she's a vet. And then her friends are now, what, 24 to 36. If they don't have children or married with a man or have a stable relationship, they're already done. And I'm gonna go deeper into why age matters later on. Tell them, girl. That's right. Yeah. Fake blonde. Yeah. Now notice she brings up every body type. You know, that's where you gotta look at it as this is how much above the women, how much of a high they're getting from stroking their ego and their importance by what the government's been showing them and telling them. And what you can see with this whole thing is that, you know, with this Tomi Lahren and so on, is that, you know, she's saying they're all body body shapes and all that, but she's not focused on, no one cares about their body shapes of all sizes. If they're not a healthy, attractive body shape, it doesn't matter. And then their intelligence and all that. The thing is this, a lot of women don't get, you can't carry a conversation with men, because a lot of times when women are talking to you, they have to have a reason. Maybe they're attracted to you. Maybe they're looking for something from you. While your male friends aren't looking for nothing other than a good conversation. Every time a woman talks about they're smart and intelligent and all that stuff, it's basically displaying that. And then they say their friends could carry conversation. A woman can't. And this is what's happening with today's age, is that a woman can't carry conversation with a man like his own friends and male friends can. And, they get exposed for that. Let's go. That's right. Mm-hmm. You damn. You damn right. Now, notice how she moves her hand and all that. You know what I'm saying? It might be you. It might be you, man. You saw that. That's the sign of she's not stable, man. She doesn't even know how to carry herself. But I guarantee you this, and this is how she gets exposed, is that I guarantee you when she was on Fox News, she didn't do that. She didn't do all that moving. It might be men and all this stuff. She didn't do that. You know what I mean? She wasn't, talking about that, and she didn't bobble her head. It might be you. It might be men. You see, now this one's important, man. This one I have to talk about. You see, when she talked about the pussification and men not being men, and like I said before, how can you tell what a man is? You've never had to be a man in your life. You're protected, you're sheltered by a society men built. Now, when she talks about the pussification and men not being men, she's basically exposing, and a lot of men on the MGTOW red pill and men that are more logical have touched up on this, but not like this. The truth is this, she's talking about how come more men are not volunteering to destroy themselves? As in, how come more men are not giving themselves to women and surrendering their fate and their will to men? How come they aren't lining up like they did in the 90s, lining up like they did in the 2000s, lining up like they did in the 2010s to just take whatever a woman will give them? That's what she's talking about when she talks about the pussification of men. She's not talking about the soldiers. There's a lot of channels where they talk about, well, men are brave and they're soldiers. She's not talking about the men. She's not talking about the firemen. She's not talking about them, because here's the truth. If she was in trouble, she would place her fate in their hands in less than 5 seconds. So she's not talking about men not being brave, being cowards, and so on. She doesn't care about that, because a man being a fireman, that ain't paying attention or surrendering to her will and her demands. That has nothing to do with it. Nor does a man being a soldier have anything to do with it. A lot of men, sad to say, a lot of men don't understand that a woman considers herself the sign of a man's courage. So when a woman talks about men aren't being men, they're being cowards and all that, she's saying, how come you're not stepping up to her? How come you're not jumping to face her and conquer her? The sign of courage in her eyes, you know what I mean, is she's the definition of what it means to be courageous, is you giving her attention and you trying to impress her. All right, let's go. Mhm. You know what I mean? That part, she exposed how much of a sample dish of men she's had. Now, a lot of other videos talk about that, but that exposes that she's traveled. She's traveled from New York, Washington, Georgia. She's even traveled to New Orleans, Texas, all in the name of sampling new peacocking wine. Peacocking. When a man gets hard and a woman is thirsty, you know she wants to sip peacocking wine. Peacocking wine is sold in the West, in the East, in the North, in the South, and in the Midwest. And in the words of Diamond Dallas Page, it's sold even on the diamond, baby. She's basically talking and exposed how much of a sample dish she's had of men. And this further goes back to the age thing when it comes to 24. She spoke about her friends are 24 to 36. And as I said, women hit the mental wall by 22. And it's exposed by 24. But the older a woman is and the longer she's not with a single partner, it just exposes how much more time she's been around and how much she's been sampling. That's what it exposes. And, you know, it exposes how much more men she's been sampling. And that's basically what she's done, you know. So let's keep going. You see, when she brought up that age group, like I was saying, she's basically saying men from 20 to 55 are not volunteering to sacrifice themselves to me. They're not volunteering to give up everything for my validation. You know, they're not volunteering just so because of the way I look to give up everything. And that's the problem. You know, like I said, when she says the pussification and men are being soft and all that, you know, like I said, she's basically complaining that a lot of men from age 20 to 50 are not volunteering to sacrifice themselves for what's between her legs. You know, it's what I told somebody. I told somebody this, and it gets, yeah, as I was saying, she's basically complaining about men from age 20 to in their 50s are not willing to sacrifice things and just jump into a woman's arms for the validation that she'll give. And I told somebody this a while ago, and it would get exposed in something like the coronavirus. It would get exposed, especially during the coronavirus, that when you're out of work and all that, you know what I'm saying, that especially on the women, what they get exposed on is that what's between their legs can't be used to buy groceries. It can't be scanned. Like you can't wipe what's between her legs, bloop, bloop, and pay for your groceries, your bills, and all that. You know, it's good to get someone to use what's between your legs is bait to get someone to pay for the rent and so on, but it's not gonna work when you need it. It's not gonna work when you try to actually pay for something. And a lot of men are looking at what they have to lose versus what they got to pay for. So like I said, what she's talking about, men being afraid and garbage from 20 to 50, is those men are not volunteering. And it actually exposes a lot. It exposes about this whole red pill and the MGTOW thing, that more men are raising their standards to the point where just walking around them and smelling good and wearing all that fake up, you know what I'm saying, it isn't working. And another thing she's also exposed is that she's exposed the age group of men she's been with from 20 to their 50s. You know, you gotta understand she mingles with a lot of politicians and a lot of older execs and all that. So she's basically, it's like I tell people, when it comes to, they say womanese, you know, I call it she speak. She speak. When you listen to a woman, you gotta understand that she's speaking in reverse. She's speaking in reverse, and she's, you know, if she says, you know, she's speaking in reverse, and also the more she talks about, she's kind of exposing what she's been involved in. You know what I mean? But let's continue. Let's continue. Okay. See, like I said, a lot of men don't know how to pull their head from the sand and pay attention to her and you know, her quote unquote friends. And I'm also exposed how you know, one big misconception that's been pushed in this whole manosphere thing is the rule of 6 foot tall, 6 inch you know, wood, and 6 figure income. I will expose that. She's exposed that that ain't what she's looking for too. And I'm gonna expose that that don't even mean nothing. It doesn't. That's just a good talking point and a buzz quote that a lot of red pill and MGTOW men use. That whole rule of 6 thing, it doesn't matter, and I'll expose it soon enough during this video. You see, she said some of them have happened to her friends and a lot has happened to me. She's basically saying out of the group of friends, she has access to the most amount of men. That she's the one who's played around with more men than her friends. That's what she said in that sentence right there. You see, now a lot of guys, you know, they talk about the notes, they talk about it as list. What men need to understand is that those notes and those lists are basically what they expect from you as a hostage. Those are the rules you as a male hostage are supposed to follow. That's what she's basically implying. And a lot of men don't understand that. How can someone holding someone hostage be attracted to the hostage? And that's what the majority of men are in the eyes of women, due to how the government and due to how the laws are and how biased they are, where they're literally one, you know what I'm saying? They're literally based on one outcome, you know what I mean, in their favor, you know. So you know, it's all in a woman's favor. You got to understand. And I did this, I touched up on this on a previous video on my account. A lot of men need to understand that the government, when the government gave women the rights to vote, the government set it up for a loophole. The loophole was this, and I always bring this up in my videos. The loophole is this. Okay, now women can vote. All right. Now men can vote and women can vote. Now all we need to do is appeal to one of the sexes. Now remember, men die, you know, as you'll see through this photo, men are firefighters, men are soldiers, men die. Men die all the time. Or maybe those men are you know, men are construction, you know what I'm saying? Construction construction workers, you know. You know what I mean? Men die all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know, work in construction. You know what I'm saying? Look at that, dangerous. Work in construction. Men die, man. You know what I'm saying? Men work a lot. Men go to war. So a lot of men die. So the government they left a major loophole when they gave women the right to vote. The loophole was that they did not close out or equalize the votes. You know what I'm saying? For example, all they need to do is appeal to women. For example, if you had 500,000 men voted, you know, for let's say the next president, 600,000 women voted. Instead of equalizing it, okay, because 600,000 women voted, 500,000 men voted, we're going to equalize it to 500,000. It's not fair that if we appeal to just one sex, that we'll get more votes. You looking at me? We'll get more votes if we appeal. We'll get more votes if we appeal to one sex. If you know, so the government appeals to one sex and gets all that vote. What they didn't do, they didn't equalize it. Okay, if we got, I'll use another example. We got 550,000 men voted, 600,000 women voted. We'll only count 550,000 of the votes from the women, so we can equalize it. It has to be equal. You know what I'm saying? Sure, there should be like a number, you know, that determines when it will be equalized. You know what I'm saying? But I would talk about that on another thing. So let's get back to Tomi Lahren. Tomi the L taken Lahren. Huh? You see, now what that exposed is that, and it exposed something that a lot of guys didn't catch on, you know, when they spoke about this video, when she talks about, are you single? She basically exposed that she tends to sleep with the men before she gets to know them. So after she slept with them, then she asks, are you single? Are you actually single? You know, so she exposes that she tends to sleep with strangers. You know, she tends to sleep with strangers, and that's what she exposed. She exposed that she doesn't know the man she's with. And another thing she exposed, like I said, women speak, or as I call it, she speak in reverse. You know, the thing she exposes, that's who she's attractive to. That's who she goes after. And her habit of sleeping with a man before knowing him, you know what I'm saying? And another thing is this, it exposes that women shouldn't be accountable because you're the one who chose to sleep with a man with these problems. And, you know, that's not actually clear their standing. And the other thing is this, what's wrong with that man, you know, saying he's sleeping with multiple women? We're all adults. You know, that's the other thing is it exposes that, yo, we're all adults. So why does it matter? You know, you could have not slept with me if you knew I was sleeping with like 30 broads, you know what I mean? That I could just Uber 50 women to my house at any given time. You know, we're adults at the end of the day. You do you, I'll do me. Now, if you want to do me while I'm doing me, all right, cool. But it exposes that she's a stranger sleeper. She sleeps with strangers. She sleeps with them. And when she wakes up, that's when she tries to get to know them. Also, you know, that's what that also exposes. Yeah. Well, all that hype and all that energy for that, to me, it just shows that, man, she is not good in an uncontrolled setting. She just exposes how, you know, how unprofessional and how, you know what I'm saying, how improper she is. And this is a woman that says she's a conservative. And I'm going to explain to you what a conservative woman truly is. A conservative woman It's a woman that understands that she doesn't get in the way of a man. She doesn't, she talks to a man, she asks him for his opinions and so on. But a conservative woman knows she doesn't have the right to tell a man how to live his life, because she doesn't know and wouldn't be able to survive being a man. You know what I'm saying? So that's a true conservative woman. That whole I'm going to cook food for you and all that stuff, all that pretending she's doing, she's not conservative. A real conservative woman doesn't judge men, doesn't talk about men because she can't physically relate. She's not in a position to talk about men. She's not in a position of strength. You know what I'm saying? It's like a house cat. I'm gonna use this metaphor. You know, men are tigers. We're tigers, and women are house cats. You know, they're your domestic cat. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're not the superior. You know, you're not the apex predator. We're the apex. You know what I'm saying? We're the stronger, tougher. You know, built like a tank. You're the cat. You know what I mean? You're the cat the tiger allowed in its cage. You know what I'm saying? A truly conservative woman would know that. In the words of LeVar Ball, you got to know your lane. A true conservative woman knows she doesn't have the right to pass judgment on men or even talk about a man without respect, because what a man deals with, and that's the thing about society. They don't understand these, you know, these narcissistic feminist women, and they don't understand is that this literal society is kept up, and it's kept and maintained by men. These soldiers, these construction workers, it's kept by the men, you know, and you don't have any right to talk down to a man. And when you talk down, you just expose how corrupt the system is, and how, you know what I'm saying, how your vantage point, how you have a vantage point. Actually, yeah, that's a better saying, how you have a vantage point compared to the men, you know. So let's get back to that. Let's get back to Tomi the L. Take and learn. Yeah. No, another thing is this you gotta understand is that when she says I talk to a lot of women and all that, she's basically also exposing that a lot of women think just like her. A lot of them think just like her, and she surrounds herself with a lot of like-minded women. So when she's speaking for a lot of women. You know, when they say that whole, not all women are like that. Well, you're exposing that a majority of the women you hang with are just like you. And every time she says something that the women agree with and all that, she's just exposing that a lot of women think exactly like her. Let's go. Hmm. We got a commercial. We got a commercial. 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 Now, the thing is this, when she mentions, you know, women don't want to text, women want to meet in person, what she also exposed is that women don't want to be around you unless you're spending money on them, because you having to meet her, having to plan locations and all that. And the other thing is this, you're both adults, so you can't plan anything for him. That's another thing she exposes, is that she can't plan or do anything for a man, as in the priority is for him to be in a state of joy, that it has nothing to do with her thoughts or what she wants. You know what I mean? That's what it exposes. It exposes that she doesn't plan or try to do anything for the man's enjoyment. Everything has to be around her and what she thinks and what she wants. That's what it exposes, you know. So, you know, that's the funny thing. And about the text thing, and I'm gonna go further. Let me let her talk. Women do not want a pen pal. We don't want a texting pal. We quite frankly don't care if you text us all day or if you don't text us at all. If you're not gonna make a plan to actually see us in person, we're not interested. And if you do have a woman out there that just wants to be your pen pal, it's probably because she has a boyfriend or a husband. Now, the thing with that scene now, when she said, you know, women don't want to text with you and all that, that's a lie. A woman likes to be text to make sure and check on her hostage, keep track of her pet, the man in her life. So a lot of times they'll text you back and forth. They're texting you, and the sooner you reply determines how much control they have of you. So a lot of women like to keep their men in check through text. Another thing she exposed is that she claims, and this is why I say she says all women, you know, she's exposing that a lot of women think just like her. She basically said when they text a lot, they probably have another man and are in another relationship and don't want to give you the time of the day. She also exposes that a lot of women will waste your time and will manipulate you, and it's okay in her eyes. Because notice she wasn't angry or enraged or brought up the fact that a woman doing that is wrong. And the reason she doesn't expose that it's wrong is that a lot of MGTOW guys and the red pill community talk about women supporting their friends that are, you know what I'm saying, thoughts and all that. A lot of these guys don't get it. They support it because you need to support someone when you want the opportunity to do the same thing. So all that stuff she's talking about, when a lot of women have a girlfriend that's you know what I'm saying, that's a throat, I'm gonna coin a new word. She's a throat dancer, or a thought or a whore and all that stuff. That's projecting an opportunity she wants to exploit. So she'll support it. So when she behaves like that, hey, remember I supported you being a whore, so why can't you support me? You know what I mean? A lot of guys need to understand that, you know. No, we don't want a pen pal. That's a lie. You know, they want a pen pal because the more a man texts back, it gives her the awareness of how much he trusts her and how much control she has over that man. Because as soon as she texts him, boom, he texts her right back. Yeah, I'm still behaving. You know, I'm nowhere. You can't reach me. I'm still there for you. I'll wait for your text. I'll wait for your text. You know. Mm. Nah, this part I like, man. I like this part because she about to yell about something that's just stupid. Mm-hmm. Now, when she says make plans, and look, you saw the rage, she clapped the thing on the table. She's basically saying that a man should be planning for the woman she's with, should be living for and to serve her. He should be making plans for her all day, every day. And it also exposes that she cannot be, nor is she stable enough to be in a relationship. A true relationship is that you volunteer to make plans, or you don't even, it don't matter if he makes plans. This ain't his, you're not his job. You're not paying him. This ain't a scheduled, employment job where he works for you. If that man is in your life, you want to randomly show up, he can show up. You're supposed to be his quote unquote partner or his girlfriend or whatever. He should, someone he knows and trusts. So he should be able to show up and show out when he wants. But she's exposing that in her eyes. The perfect man is a man that just, that just lives to serve. He's got his notebook. It's just planning for her. So on Tuesday, we're gonna go out at 4 p.m. and on at 6 p.m. when we finally leave from dinner, we're gonna go towards Madeline's house. And then Wednesday, I got it all planned. You know how dedicated I am to you. I've surrendered my entire life and my soul to you. I am loyal. I am your simp servant. I will serve you until eternity. My woman, my life, my soul is yours. Yeah, she's basically implying that a man must be absolutely dedicated to serving a woman 24/7. But she never mentions about planning anything. If she really cared about men, she would talk about how she's having some problems, how she's having some problems being with men, and how she's having problems reaching a compromise and all that. And, I'll talk about compromise later. You know what I'm saying? Give me a minute. See what I mean? A day or 2 or 3 in advance. You weren't planning, you weren't spending your whole life planning and dedicating to me, to serve me. How dare you? And then the other thing she brings up is when I take off my makeup, I no longer want to be with a man or around a man. She's basically saying when I show my true self, when I take all that, that clown makeup, that's that sound from Power Rangers when a Bolt and Skull would come. So she's taking off her makeup, eyelids, the eyebrow, lipstick. So she just explained that she cannot, that a man is a job. A lot of women don't get it. When you have to wear makeup 24/7 around your man, you're just exposing that you're not comfortable being around that man as your true self, as who you truly are. The thing is this, and it was in the 90s, when a woman's dating a man, at a long time, she starts wearing less makeup because she's comfortable around that man and understands that, she gets to be truly who she is. That makeup and stuff like that is more for outside, more for work or things like that. But for him, she tries to look natural and normal. You know what I'm saying? She just exposes so much. It's beautiful. I'm saying that ship has sailed. Make a plan and, plan to see me, plan to spend money on me when we meet. Because if you're not planning to spend money on me when we meet, then I don't want to hang with you. You know what I'm saying? How come being with a man can't be that man just relaxing at your house, just being with you? Instead, instead it's about spending time away from your house with that man, because that man, what right does this hostage or this lesser being called a man have to be around me when I, you know what I'm saying, when I'm not in makeup? You know what I'm saying? The thing is this, like I said, women speak in reverses and they expose the truth. The truth is this, man. She's basically saying a man has to be her employee. He has to work and live to work for her. You know what I'm saying? So that guy can't just stop by your house. You cooked some food so he could eat. Y'all could just chill and be around each other. You both have jobs. So he has to leave his job, then also come work for you to be with you. You know, the relationship for her is you having a job. You know, you got to look at it as she's talking as someone that's offered you a job. And why don't you take this job seriously? Why aren't you planning to show up to work? Why aren't you planning and dedicating your thoughts about the whole week to this job? And that job is me, Tomi Lahren. I'm that job. So plan and come to work for me. Notice how she's pointing out the year and all that. You want to see him and all that stuff. The guy has a job. The guy's working, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is this, it's all about she's the employer, you're the employee. Why aren't you showing up to work? That's basically what she's saying. Why aren't you showing up to work? Why aren't you dedicated to be my employee of the month? Or in, you know, her case, in today's modern woman, my employee of the day. Why aren't you dedicated to this job, employee? You know what I'm saying? And you got accommodated schedule. If that's, man, this is a beautiful train wreck. Because we men are all trash. All of us are trash. Look in the mirror, my fellow man. You're trash. Yeah. I'm not a feminist, so please don't take this as a feminist rant. You see that scene of her saying, I'm not a feminist? She was a feminist as soon as, and I think I stated before, as soon as she wanted to talk about how men should live based on what she demands and wants, she's a feminist. Automatic. Anytime a woman steps out of the boundary where she's trying to tell a man what to do, and in actuality, being around a man, she gets support, she gets protection. A lot of the media and a lot of the stuff wants to talk about, you got to be a provider. No, you have to be protection first. They want you to ignore that you provide protection first. You know what I'm saying? And that providing money and all that is secondary. How can I help? How can I dedicate and give funds and money to a woman when I can't protect it? She is a feminist. As soon as a woman steps out of line to where she wants to tell you what to do, she wants to behave like she's your mother or superior to you or give you orders, she is a feminist, 100%. You know what I'm saying? I love men. I think men are great. She loves men and thinks they are great after bashing them for like 5 minutes and 54 seconds and after saying all men are trash. If she really loves men and all that, and when she says all men are trash, that's her cousins, that's her uncles, that's, her brother. All men are trash. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep this this logo, because all men are trash. And we're proud to be all trash. Yeah. Come on, man. It's going to be like the new jingle. All men are trash. It's going to be a hit record. But, she got no love for men. Like I said, she sees all men as her employees. Why aren't you lining up to apply for the job? You could apply right now and work for Tomi L Lahren. You could be her employee. She will provide dental. No dental. She just provides you with the grace of being in her presence. See that part where she said, you know, she's trying to get some emotional thing from men. That I think you men have failed us. You failed us by not leaving yourself open. I mean, what is it now when a dude asks a girl out outside? That could be, you know, called he's stalking or he's a predator. You know, a dude asks a girl out and she didn't want him to ask her out. That's what is that? That's harassment. You know what I'm saying? Sexual harassment and all that. She's mad. She's displaying a lot of anger because she thought, and this is what a lot of red pill channels don't cover. She thought that she would have the opportunity to enslave and have men line up and be her hostages. You know what I'm saying? Live up to her. You know what I'm saying? Be her hostages. That's why she's mad. She's mad that she doesn't have a lot of men to line up and be her hostages. And when she said you men failed, you know what I'm saying? She's trying to get through your heart. I can't believe I let a woman down. It hurts me. She's saying that when men are targeted with alimony, child support. Think about this. And I said this in a previous video. A man in 1942, during the World War II, had a better chance of being with their children than any man in the year 2020. Because that man would come home. They didn't have no fault divorce. So the only reason his wife would leave him or they broke up is if he really was a problem. He really was hurting her. He really was beating and abusive to his children. Nowadays, and I got a couple friends, great fathers, good dudes. You know what I'm saying? The chick woke up one day. I don't like you no more. I'm taking the kids. Done. Deal. Finished. So think about that. A man that went to war, World War II, had a better chance of being with their children than you. The only thing that would separate that man and, you know, during 1942 from his children was death. Think about that. It was death. It wasn't her waking up one morning and feeling that she don't want to be with him. It wasn't none of that. Because, you know what I'm saying, she didn't have the court and all the biases on her side. So you got to think, you got to look at that. A man during World War II had a better chance of having a family than you. You know what I'm saying? Two hands than you, you know?
A lot of really great guys out there who need a little help. And I don't think that
that's right. They need a little help. You know, she's stepping out of her boundary. They need help from someone that's weaker than them, someone that literally can't take care of themselves, someone that pays rent. A lot of women don't understand with all that makeup and stuff. You're paying rent to exist on your face, your own face. You're paying rent. I spend $50 a month on rent on my face with all the makeup. You know better. You existing in a state of fiction. You know better. You know, putting makeup in an illusion 24/7, spending money on what is it, your hair 24/7. You know, living as an expense. Ah, man, it's funny.
there are a lot of women that are stepping up and saying these things, and not. Quite frankly, I don't think that there are a lot of women that aren't raging feminists that don't like Lena Dunham. They're saying these things.
Oh, we have a commercial. So, you know, during the commercial break, I shall sing one of the greatest song ever written. All men are trash. All men are trash. Yeah. You know.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that.
Now notice what she said. You know, she said the women that usually say men are trash and are garbage, are ugly, fat, the image of a the feminist, fat, purple hair, obese women that would have to put a man at gunpoint just to get him to hug her. You know what I'm saying? But she's saying she says, they talk like that, but in reality, if you listen, like I said, she speak, I'll use Donovan Sharp's womanese. The womanese is that she's basically saying that's not enough. We beautiful women like me with my pizza stick arms, you know what I mean? Pizza dough arms, she doesn't even look like forget that. That's minor. But she's basically saying us beautiful women, we need to speak up too. We need to say that men are trash too. It's not enough that, what I'm saying, the build a bear looking women speak on men. You know what I'm saying? While they're the obese, you know what I'm saying? It's not enough for them to speak on men. We, the beautiful women, need to speak on men and how horrible they are for not volunteering to be taken to the courts, to the cleaners, volunteering to lose their children. Oh man, this is beautiful.
I am really so sick of my friends having to deal with trash men.
You know what I'm saying? She's sick of her friends because she's better dealing with trash men because she doesn't deal with trash men. And if her friends are dealing with trash men, that just shows they're desperate women. You know what I'm saying?
I'm tired of dealing with trash men, so I'm going to help you out. Make plans. So let's go through these lists again because I know y'all love lists. Number 1, are you single? Number 2, make a plan. Number 3,
Oh,
pen pal. We want to actually see it.
man.
If not, don't text us because it's a waste of our time and we don't want to see it on our phones. Got it?
Woman smart, man not. Man learn lot from what woman say of man. You know, even though men found the electricity, built the cars. Oh man, it's beautiful.
All right. Next thing. Value, value. Okay? Value, value. Take that in. Just repeat it to yourself until it makes sense. Okay?
So you just start off saying value, value, value without explaining why. And here's why she's saying that. She's basically saying you need to value her time. You need to live to value her above all. That's what she's talking about. That's the value in her eyes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to break it down further.
If you want to date a girl that has nothing going on, then that's fine. But please do not mix in people like me and my friends who have something going on.
Now, that part, a lot of other channels covered that. A lot of channels say, well, those women that don't have anything going on are what men are looking for. Basically, what she's saying, and she exposed that it's happened to her as well. She's basically saying, you men should not look to be leaders in the relationship. You should not be the one with the main resources in that relationship. You should only look to find a woman based on her resources. So you need to find a woman like a man looking for a business partner that's another man. You gotta, when women speak about the whole, I have a doctorate degree, don't look at my obesity. I have a PhD. Don't look at that. If I'm 35 and if I have a child now, that child will be born trying to read rainbows. You know what I'm saying? Messed up in the head. You know what I mean? Look at me like you would look at a man to be your business partner. That's what a lot of women are talking about. And another thing she's saying is that you shouldn't look for women that have nothing going on, as in you shouldn't look to uplift or hang around a woman that just wants to be with you for your status or who you are and she has nothing going on. When in reality, what I'm saying, a lot of men don't look for a woman with having a lot of things going on because a lot of people cover that creates distractions and a lot of stuff. But I'll go further. Let's go.
With your other girls that have nothing going on. By nothing going on, I mean this. There is no job that is unimportant. There is no job that's not valuable or that's not worthy. It is. But if you want to mix in,
See that line right there where she said there's no job that's valuable, and this, she's basically implying that any job a woman does, it should be seen as the same level of value as any job a man's doing. So if you're dating a chick that's a cashier and you're like a billionaire mogul, you're equal. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a woman. She's basically advertising that all men should, what I'm saying, look at women in an equal position no matter what they do for their job. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's implying, because notice she didn't talk about men. She didn't mention the word men.
people like me and people like my friends who are go-getters, who work really hard, who make their own money, who are talented, skilled, ambitious.
Up, she's talented, skilled, and ambitious. She's telling you to look for women that don't have time to be a woman for you. That's what she's advertising. So if a woman's working hard and ambitious and has no time for you, what can she be to you? Doesn't that doesn't that seem similar to your boss? Your boss doesn't have time to hang with you, talk to you, and chill with you. Your boss just has time for you to work for them. That's what she's implying, that you need to look for women that can be your bosses. You could be a great employee to me and my friends. That's what she's saying.
Please don't mix us in with the Tatianas.
That's right. Don't mix her and her friends with the thoughts. When in reality, when she was younger, she had nothing to do. She was the same thing. You got to remember, women speak in reverse. So a lot of things she's bringing up is what she used to do. You know what I'm saying? And her life used to be about. You know what I mean? But now she has what? She's worth 3 million, but in actuality, she isn't. With the amount of money that's going towards makeup, if Fox and the companies aren't paying for the the traveling, the vacations, and all that, she's basically, I would say, a business that's losing money, because women exist in a state where all they do is expend the money on your hair, the money on your makeup every day, when all you need, let me see, when all you need is, what I'm saying, all you need is, a good old, good jar of lotion, Vaseline. You just, a good pair of soap to wash your skin and moisturize it. But, you gotta spend hundreds of dollars every day on eyebrows, fake eyebrows, existing in a state of fiction.
Don't want to be there. If that's what you want, find them. Please, for the love of God, do not mix us in with them because we don't want to be there.
That's right. She's basically saying, do not look at me in the same position as the women that have nothing going on. I'm better than them because I have more money and I could stand to be beside you. I could be your equal. I could be your boss. Don't put a boss with in a place of a woman that's, what I'm saying, that's HR. You know what I mean? Don't put a, because the thing is this, a lot of men need to understand with how the laws are and how the government is, any woman you're with is either HR or your boss. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. They report directly to good old good old governor, good old government. They all report to government before they report to you lot. Yeah, they all report to the government first. So any woman in your life, you're basically, what I'm saying, she's either your HR. She can't afford to lose you. You know what I'm saying? You're in a position where she can't do better than you. And listen to that. Can't do better. It's not about the trust or the years we've shared or the inside jokes. It's about, can I do better than you?
And quite frankly, we take it as an insult if we find out that you are also talking to five Tatianas who have nothing going on.
And the truth is, she's exactly speaking about what she is. All she does is post videos. She's as intellectual as a rabbit trying to cross the highway during the rush hour. That's how much she has to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good.
Like me and my friends are going to be insulted by that. And there's almost really no coming back from it.
When she said she's gonna be insulted, she says that because she gets, women project the man they want. A lot of guys will say that they project, the success and all that. They've been taught that's what they got to project because they hit the mental wall. You know what I'm saying? And they hit the wall mentally by 18. If a woman isn't planning to, and to me, they hustle backwards. You're supposed to get a man you trust and in a stable relationship before your mid 20s. That way you could have a children and so on while you're healthier. So when you're working in your mid 20s and all that, you have a family to come to. You're a partner to your husband. You're actually co-working or your boyfriend and so on. Because in all honesty, if a woman loved a man, she would never, with the way the laws are, she would never want to be his wife. You know what I'm saying? Because her man would lose freedom. So if a woman wants to marry you, what does that mean? Yeah.
So if you want that kind of a girl, the kind of girl who's just kind of happy going through the motions of life, not really super ambitious, hasn't really found herself yet, doesn't really have a whole lot going on other than she's pretty, please just go after them.
See that sequence right there exposed that it's her turn. When she's done all the work to get to this level and this stage in her career, you don't have the right. And when you pay attention to any woman below her, because she can't compete down, you know what I mean? She can't compete with a girl that, has all the time in the world to be with her man, to actually build a relationship and depend on her man as it should be and be supportive of him. She can't compete down. That's basically what she's saying. She can't. And also with those chicks, she's also attacking younger women, women that are younger that haven't made a career. She's basically saying they don't have the right to have a good man, not above her, not above her. While she doesn't have a man, they should not have a right. She should never be the second thought. That's what she's saying.
Please do not mix us in. We don't want to be there. I promise you. So value. Go up in age 5 to 10 are my good friends who have amazing jobs, who work really hard, but so value. There's a lot of women out there that I know that are my good friends who have amazing jobs, who work really hard, but who can't seem to find a decent guy, even if they go up in age 5 to 10 to 15 years, because those guys all want to be with 21-year-olds who have nothing going on.
That's right. Those men want to be with women that have time to spend and make that man their priority. You know what I'm saying? She's basically saying, and the other thing she didn't bring up is that her friends, especially those above the age of 28, you know what I'm saying? They're at an age where they can't give a man multiple amounts of children. They can't give a man healthy children. A lot of women don't get it that, men can have, men are more attractive. A lot of guys bring that up, fertility and all that, more fertile, but men are more attracted to women that have time to dedicate to them, that have time to spend with that man. You're coming from work all day, you know what I mean? And you're living in this world as a man where just the wrong bump into another man could be war, could be war. You know what I'm saying? You could get in a fight. You want a woman you could just come to and relax. You know what I'm saying? She's not competing with you. She's not fighting. Look, honey, I made more money this month than you. Yay, I'm better than you. No, that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not what men are looking for. You're looking for a woman, you come home, you get to rest your head on her lap. You just get to embrace each other and chill. You know what I'm saying? And the men of 2020, and I would say the men of the 2010s have really come to learn that, relaxing. And I'm going to do a video on what I call why men want to relax, and I'll break that down later.
It's very unfortunate. I don't think it's going to be fulfilling. But I would say to the men out there.
Notice that she said it's not going to be fulfilling because she's no longer at that age group. She's not that young. A lot of women soon realize by 28 and all, you can't compete with a younger model. You can't compete. It's kind of like this, right? I'm selling you a 2010 Honda. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to sell you that at 20 grand, 2010 Honda. You know what I mean? That's Tomi Lahren, 2010 Honda. Then remember, I'm selling you that 2010 Honda at 20 grand. Then I come to you and I'm like, yo, I got a 2020 Honda for 20 grand. You know what I'm saying? Or even less, 15 grand or 10 grand. You're gonna take the newer car. You know what I'm saying? The newer model. And, a lot of women that don't understand when they hustle the wrong way, because a lot of what feminism has done is it's taught women the false way to hustle and actually, seal their future, have a successful future. You as a woman are supposed to get married young. You're supposed to settle down young. So if you do plan to have a career, you've had your children and all that, and you could come back home to your children who have a stable father who you're supposed to provide your children with to begin with anyway, is a stable, not, you know what I mean? It ain't, money, resources have to do with it. He's got to be able to help you take care of the children, but he's not supposed to be helping you based off of how you want to live. It's supposed to be about what's great for the kids and our family and stability. Stability.
Kind of maybe find a woman that you can talk to, communicate with, might actually have her shit together, might actually be ambitious and have something going on or want to have something going on. I don't
see that right there. Her talking down to the younger women, assaulting them and attacking them because they're younger. You know what I'm saying? When a woman gets older, that's what they tend to do. They tend to attack the younger women and put them down, devalue them, because they can't compete with a woman that's younger, that can give a man more children, that can give a man their youth and their fertility. And you know what I'm saying? A woman that's been less ran through, that's been less used up. You know what I'm saying? Tomi Lahren's tasted men. She's tasted pencocking wine throughout the entire country. Pencocking wine. So, you know what I mean? That's why she talks down to the younger women. Yeah, she's talking in circles. They don't have to have jobs that are big and all, but you just said they do. She's talking in circles and trying to take some of that back, but she's already made her point and attacked the younger women. That's actually what a lot of more, MGTOW and Red Pill channels need to do. You need to showcase that, if you're trying to do that, that the older women are really attacking the younger women. In actuality, a woman at age 18 marrying a man at age 30 or age 40, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't matter. She's a woman. But what she's trying to imply is that when a man dates down, a younger woman, he's basically a pedophile, even though she's of legal age. But when a woman does it, notice she didn't bring that up about women dating older men. You know what I'm saying? She's talking from the perspective of that man doing bad. She don't speak about the man's perspective. I mean, the woman's perspective when they do it. I'm saying, you know what I mean? So we'll see what's next.
those women out there are going to be a lot more fulfilling to you. You're actually going to enjoy your time. And if you actually might want a sustainable and healthy, and stable relationship, that's probably the kind of girl you're going to need to find. Not the Tatianas who just want to look cute and post Instagram stories.
Now, notice what she said. An older woman is more stable and will know what to do in a relationship. Now, this is where I expose. It's time to expose her. Now, look at that. She was married. She called off the marriage with her husband. You know, dude was 30, she was 27. He was a good dude, paid, you know, had a 50,000, you know what I'm saying, congressional candidate, you know what I'm saying, you know, he was worth up to 50 grand. He gave her a ring, you know what I'm saying? He gave her a ring worth 50 grand. Look at that. Look at that photo with her and him. And man, she looked very old on that picture right there. And, you know, he gave her a ring. He was above 6 feet. Look at that dude. You know what I'm saying? But she broke it up with him. The rumor was he quit trying to be a politician. But look at that. He has to be around 6'2", 6'1". You know what I mean? That's why I say the sixes don't count. The sixes don't count because no 6-foot man is taller than the government. Your height, you're not taller than the government's reach. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these women will learn that, you know, what they're seeking will actually be loneliness. She was married to the guy and left him. You know what I'm saying? Called off the marriage. Now she's 28. The rumor is she tried to get a better dude. Listen, get a better man. A better man you don't know, aka get a stranger that's better than the man you know. Right. Let's get back to it.
Now, I love a good Instagram story. Y'all know I do.
I could skip that.
That's all she does. Probably. Next thing on my list is this. Men, consistency. It really does not help.
Ooh.
We have a problem. Just gonna let you know a little tip. The next thing on my list is this. Consistency.
Now look at that. She said consistency. This is the same woman that divorced a man who was consistent to her. A woman that's, you know what I'm saying, was old, you know, a man who married her, and quote unquote, she's talking about, you know, she's talking about consistency when she left this man right here. You know what I'm saying? When she left this guy, you know what I'm saying? She was consistent, all right. In actuality, he was consistent. He was by her side. He proposed to her and all that. He's an ex-soccer player, you know what I'm saying, in his 30s. And she left the man for nothing. He was consistent. She was not. She tried to get a better man. Think about that. A woman will try to get a better man that's a stranger. She don't even know him. She knew this guy for a year or so. She knows him. Hopped off that boat to a stranger.
It really does not help or any woman in general if you are really cool and you're really interested when you first start talking to them, and then give it 3, 4, 5 days, and all of a sudden you're not consistent anymore. You don't make plans. You don't really care. You kind of fade in and out. You're talking to 5 other Tatianas.
You see that part where she's talking about you become inconsistent, you leave, and you disappear? The thing is this, man, you know, a lot of women think they have more to say and they're important. You know, you have more to say and you relate to a man. You do not relate to a man. If you look at the women in the 50s and 20s, they had their girlfriends. They knew, all right, man, you know, what I can provide this man is comfort, and I can provide caring and warmth. And then I'll go hang with my girlfriends and leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women don't understand. Patrice O'Neal said this. A lot of women don't understand. A man just likes you being there. That's it. You don't need to. And a lot of these women get ghosted. Her friends were 26 to 36. They've been sleeping around and all that. They have nothing to offer. and that man left. You know what I'm saying? So what's funny about this is, she places like they have consistency. Your only consistency you offer, especially if you're a woman, you're not cooking, you're not cleaning, you're not helping your man out. A man comes from work. You're supposed to be the flower that, you're supposed to be that soft flower he comes home to after working in the solid and painful world. Instead, what you want to do, your consistency is you'll talk to him, you'll be an expense. A lot of women don't get it. You don't have nothing interesting to say. You don't play. You're not as invested as sports. You're not a man. A lot of these women now try to date as men, as they try to date as men that you can sleep with because they're a woman and you'll still be straight. That's what they try to date as, but what they don't get is you're not my homie. You're not my best friend. You know what I'm saying? You're my girlfriend, or you know what I'm saying? You're my girl. That's all you can be. You trying to be more than that to occupy and take my time is you trying to, insert your dominance over me when we all know you can't dominate me where it counts, without the law.
Consistency is important. Now, if you want to be inconsistent and you want to ghost and you want to fall off the radar.
A lot of guys touched up on, the ghosting thing. And like I said, she dates strangers. She sleeps with the man first. Then when she wakes up out of bed, wait a minute, who are you? What do you do for work? Where did you go to school? What did blah, blah, blah. She tries to get all the knowledge in the bed, and that dude sees that, wait, you just slept with me. I'm a stranger, and now you're trying to get to know me. You must have done this with a lot of men. Like she said, she's been to Dallas and all that. I'm about to skip a lot now.
Kind of done. I'll tell you this from personal experience. Once I'm turned off, I am turned off.
It's part a lot of other guys touched up on. But once you're turned off, you're turned off. The thing is this, the guy doesn't care. He's not around you anymore. He's already left, So let me wrap this up.
And I don't care anymore. But if you're not consistent, I don't care. And I know my friends who are watching this are thinking and saying the same thing to be happy.
That's right, boys. Our friends watching this are thinking the same way. The exact same way. Same way.
Conversation on an almost daily basis.
They talk about this daily. They're all the same. They're all women who place their careers. That's probably obese. And I've seen some of her friends look like they build a bear. You know what I'm saying? Build a bear, bitches, build a bear. And, you know what I'm saying? They're overweight and all that. They deserve better. Because, a woman shouldn't look at her weight or her fertility, her youth, nothing. A man should just accept that, that fish that's been tossed on the floor all day and rotten,
Once you turn this off, don't care anymore. Lost a woman of value like myself or my. Don't be a bitch. Stay there. Pro tip. My last thing on my list is also very important. Don't be, excuse my language, don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch.
Now, this is the best part where she says, don't be a bitch to men. That's right. The men who have to face a rougher world, who, because a man, and this is the part that exposes how angry she is that she won't get her turn to have men give up their souls to her, and she had a man who wasn't a bitch. This man right here, you know what I'm saying, proposed to her, tried to marry her. What'd she do to him? Kick him off the curve. That's right, he's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? The thing is this, man, that line right there is just her exposing how much and how destructive she is. You know what I'm saying? You as a woman telling a man, don't be a bitch. A weaker person who, you know what I'm saying, who doesn't face the harsher realities of the world that a man has to. You got to face that the government's coming after you and using women as a Trojan horse. The laws are against you. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is a word, the mere mentioning of a word, harassment and so on, and you're done. But that man's a bitch. That man's a bitch. That person faces a darker world. He's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, man. You know, and all that anger she's exposing is just that. And she broke up and left with this man. She hit 28. She left when she was 27. Left him when she was 27. And bam, now she's realizing, and look at that arm. You know, she's out of shape. Look at that flab on the arm, man. That dude was settling. That's another thing a lot of men need to understand. Settling is weakness. You know what I'm saying? I'll do a video on that later on. Look at that. He played soccer. You know what I'm saying? He's above 6 feet. Gave her the wedding ring and all that. But she left them high and dry. And she's mad that she didn't get to. She also realized that, damn, I should have married him. I could have put him on alimony. I could have been married to him for like a year. You know what I mean? I would have been 29, left him alimony, wrote a book. She's realizing this. All that anger spewing from.
If you haven't failed and you lost a woman of value like myself.
And she's saying, you know, she's saying that man she was with, she's saying my man right here, where my man at? She's saying that he is a failure. You know what I'm saying? She's saying that he is a failure because he no longer has her. She's a woman of value and he lost her. A soccer player. He's a failure for losing a woman that just gets on video and gets told what to do. You know what I'm saying? He's a failure. You know what I mean? Crazy.
Over my friends, and then we don't, no longer my problem. Standards and high expectations. Do you want to know why? Because don't be butthurt. You did it to yourself. Okay? A woman of value like myself or my friends, and then we don't really care anymore. Don't be a bitch. Don't be butthurt. You did it to yourself. Okay? And it's no longer my problem. Now it's become a personal problem of yours. So don't be a bitch. And
He's saying he shouldn't be a bitch because he lost her. You know what I'm saying? He lost a woman of high value that's replaceable. And the thing, she was never high value to begin with. She slept with over 5 dudes. Slept with over 1 man. You lost with every man you slept with, you lost your value. You know what I mean? Oh, this is beautiful. This is the beautiful. But let me end this video.
And by the way, if I'm no longer interested because your effort is shitty, that's not me being a bitch. That's not me being difficult. That's me having a standard.
That's right. She has standards depending on, it's all about her being in the right and you being in the wrong. That's what it's all about. You know, her standards, you know, she doesn't talk about her living up to any standards, her being welcoming, her being friendly and all that. But I'm going to end this video with this. You see, you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys want to talk about the sixes, you know, 6 feet, 6 inches of Woody Woodpecker, you know, 6-figure income. Here's the thing. She divorced a man that made 6 figures. She divorced a man that's 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? Football players have been divorced that have made all the money. No man can live up to what's happened is this, because the government's taken so much authority from men. No woman can respect the man. A woman can only respect the man that has authority over her. You know what I'm saying? And right now, no man has authority. Most men are, in actuality, most men are, as she said, don't be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's what you are to women. Because in a snap of a finger, call the cops, harassment, you're done. What's happened because of the state of the government, a lot of women are destined to be alone before they die. We all die alone, but will you be alone before you die? because of how the government's done with child support, alimony, no fault divorce has literally put all the odds against men. And the fact that a man can't be, the boss of his house, can't be the man of the house. You know what I'm saying? He can't make any rules. Once she marries him or has the name in the house, she's the boss. She can sick the government on him. A woman can only respect a man that could be her boss. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And what's happened with this government and everything going on, what's happened is that it's created an environment where the best thing a woman will find is loneliness, because that perfect man she's describing can't exist with the state of the government. Because if the government wasn't taking over the man's place, she could actually find and be with the proper man. That's what I'll leave y'all with. So this has been Hold the Truth Hostage. This is the email below. You could email me any questions or any suggestions, whatever, and I'll see what I can do. So this has been Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we would hold it hostage and not negotiate with lies. I'm out.
They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of